Hello, hello, welcome everyone. This is going to be my March color along out of Gnome Sweet Gnome by Teresa Goodrich. If you are new here, just found me, just joining in, the hashtag is finish Gnome Sweet Gnome with Ashley. I do a page a month on video, but you are welcome to do any page anytime and use the hashtag. The goal is just to help people complete the book. So no rules or stress or nothing like that. If you don't already colored or not interested in the page, you can skip around, what have you. I picked this page for March, and I think I'm going to do some mixed media, but I am going to use Prismacolors on it as well. So I think for this one, I'm going to go ahead and get my wood and my leaves and this filled in, and then talk about a little bit what I have planned for the background, see how things go, and go from there. My setup is still a little different. Things aren't going as fast as I thought they were going to with getting back to my original setup, so I apologize if the lighting is weird, if I have any shadows, or if I'm kind of far away. I will try to adjust it as best as I can as I go, but hopefully not too much longer on that. So originally I had a pastel palette picked out for my blanket, and then I couldn't decide. So I'm going to hold off on my quilt for now, and I'm going to fill in some of my other things and then kind of see what's calling me color-wise that way. So for my wood, I have sienna brown, and some of my pencils are tiny. Espresso, chocolate, a lot of my pencils are tiny, and goldenrod. So I am going to use those for all the wood. So my bed, probably most of my floor, the tree trunk, and the picture frame here. They won't all look exactly the same, but they will have the same color. So that way I don't have a whole lot of different colors going on, distracting from the main part of my image, which will be my gnome here. Just give me one sec. Let me see if I can get a little closer here. Alright, so hopefully that'll be close enough you can see what I'm doing. I'm not doing a whole lot of fine detail work where I think you have to be super zoomed in. This is more of just to show you how I kind of do it anyway, and you can adjust from there. So I'm going to take my espresso first. Let me get centered. And I'm going to start where she has put these notches or little streaks in the wood, and I'm going to fill those in. And what this does is when we come in with our lighter colors, it hides the black lines that the artist has put in, so you won't be able to see those as much. So you still get that wood look, but it looks more like we did it. And again, I apologize if my hand is in the way with my tiny pencils. I planned on pulling out a new set and getting my spares out and kind of counting and organizing and figuring out what I needed, but this month was full of wrestling. We had regionals, we had state. So I haven't been home. We've done a lot of on the road. Usually I would take my pages. I didn't even get that many pages done this month and color them while we are on road trips, but with wrestling, if any of you are wrestling parents or have done wrestling, you will know bleachers are not made for that. So, you know, you got people walking up and down, kids bouncing around, spilling things, your pencils are rolling around. There's not really a flat surface other than like your lap, because unless you have a good setup, you know, you got a chair with a back on it or what have you. But I just wasn't that prepared, so it didn't work out for me. But I wanted to, because it is a lot of waiting. You know, you wait like 2 or 3 hours to watch your kid wrestle for like 10 minutes. So it was killing me. I'm like, gosh, I should have brought something. I could have got so much done, but I was more worried about my books getting ruined, lost, stepped on, somebody spilled something, like not doing a great job because I wasn't sitting right, things like that. So hopefully we'll have spring break coming up next month and we'll be able to get some stuff done too. Alright, this is my chocolate, and what I'm going to do is everywhere I put that sepia, I am going to put chocolate, and this is my transition color. So this is kind of helping us get out of the shadows into the lighter colors. Now, the darker the wood you want, the more sepia you put down. The lighter wood you want, the less sepia you put down. You can start with your goldenrod if you would like and build darker. But as I'm going for a very vibrant kind of rich wood anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put my dark in first. I also forgot the inside of my heart here, so don't be like me. sure we get that in there. And then this is the quilts on the inside, so we're not going to touch that. The way I'm reading it is it's a hole, so in the headboard. Okay, so then we got our chocolate. Okay, this is sienna brown. Same thing, everywhere I put that chocolate, I'm going to go over with this sienna brown. One sec, let me mute that. Okay, sorry about that. I was also letting that dog bark for a minute. As I am not in my usual location, I am using my bedroom for now. The neighbors behind us have a dog, and it barks all the time. So I apologize for that as well. Hopefully he's not as loud to you guys through video as he is to me, especially when I'm trying to sleep. All right, so again, everywhere I put that chocolate, and I'm kind of back blending, going over my sepia and everything too. I don't want huge areas of highlights, so I can kind of fill this in fairly good. I'm not really burnishing yet, but you can. And then goldenrod. And again, this is just our highlight. Now this is going to look really bright. We will dim it down as necessary. That comes along with like the blending and things. I'm going darker as I am going to try to create a night scene with this page as he's sleeping like in bed and things, so I am going kind of darker, up to you. So now I'm going to go over that goldenrod with a very light layer of my sienna brown, just so it's not too bright. Sorry for the rocking. I forget this desk is a little more wobbly than the one I usually film on. And then we will go back and blend all that together. So I won't blend the whole thing because I don't want you to have to watch me for the whole half-hour burnish and blend this little bed out here, but I will kind of give you an idea of what we're going to look like finished. I'm going to go up the side of that bed real good. So anywhere I want dark, dark, I'm going to go ahead and go back and make sure that is dark, dark. My rule in the beginning, when you are first putting down colors and kind of figuring out your wood streaks and things, like you can even add your own, like just streak them in. That's probably what I'll do when I get a little further in here, add my own. Easier to add more than take away. So it is easier to come back and add more of this dark than it is to go too dark in the beginning and try to erase it out and cover it with the goldenrod. And I know you hear me say that a lot for those of you that have been with me and watched a few of my tutorials, but it is like one of the big, I don't have a whole lot of coloring rules I live by, but for the most part, that is a big one. Okay, again, with a little bit of that chocolate, we're just doing the same order. So everywhere I have that, go ahead and add medium pressure so the colors are starting to smash together really nice. Those streaks I added in, plus a couple a different shade. Okay, I'm going to skip to my goldenrod for a minute. I'm going to go ahead and get that all blended in. I said I was going to blend the whole thing on camera, but then I forgot and did it anyway, so. Now we have that nice, pretty deep wood color. Okay, and then anywhere you think is too bright that you're not liking, feels like it's standing out too much, just go ahead and hit it with that sienna brown. Nice around this heart. I don't want it to look like it's got a halo or anything around it. No glowing effect. Okay. And there is a little white that I'll come back and fill in, but I don't want to rock the camera a whole lot with that. Okay. So we have the top of the bed here, which I am going to do in the same colors. If you are not going to do your picture frame and your tree in the same colors, that's fine. Oh, and I skipped a whole section right here. Let me quickly fill this in so I remember to come back and touch it up with the colors. But if you are, keep your colors out so you don't forget what colors you used. Again, we're not going to want them to look exactly like this. Your bed can be made out of your tree because it's a gnome and kind of forest thing if you want, but it's still, like I said, we want to keep to the same browns if possible. So I'm kind of shadowing around his hat here. And whatever color we decide to do that hat, I'm thinking I might do a dark blue, kind of go with that dreamy nighttime feel. But that way it'll stand out with that shadow there. Again, over here against the pillow and the flowers. And I'm going to go along the top of these, and I'm going to go sideways for a second just so I get a nice dark layer on there. And then I will come down with the lines the artist has put in. Okay, same thing. We're just kind of doing it a different direction. I'm going with the grain of the wood, so this is that chocolate. And wood's not going to be perfect, so we don't have to worry about that at all. Wood grains and colors, and that's the fun thing about wood. No matter like how you do it, it's going to turn out looking like wood. The only goal really is to try to keep it somewhat similar to this, so it looks like they're the same, like a matching set kind of thing. I am pressing a little harder. I will still come back and do a second layer, but I kind of already knew where my colors and highlights were going to be. They were built in up here, so I didn't really have to plan a whole lot, sketch anything out too much. Okay, coming back with that sienna brown. We're just going to touch that up. And again, if it's too bright, light layer over it. Don't press hard. You will overdo your goldenrod and lose that color. Light pressure over the goldenrod if you cover it. Right, and there is our bed. Check. So I will come back and with a sharpened sepia and kind of darken some of these areas again, just like I did down under, so it don't look so wild. So if you're picking up any of the white on my video, yes, I see it. And I will adjust it. I actually don't love the light in here. It looks really bright on camera, but I'm struggling myself. But it also might be the way I'm sitting. Okay, so for my sweet dreams over here, the little picture frame up in the corner, I'm going to do opposite. So I'm going to come in with my goldenrod, what's left of my itty bitty goldenrod here. Oh, 1 second, I broke it. I might have to pull a goldenrod. I thought I could get through this video with it, but it's getting really small really fast. Okay. So goldenrod, and I'm going to put that down first. Watch out for the little ladybug. And I'm not going to touch the inside of the picture frame just yet. Usually I have a fairly good plan of what I'm going to do with these pages. But I haven't been here to do a whole lot of planning. I actually had somebody else pick the page because I didn't even have time to like go through and like decide what I wanted. So we're flying by the seat of our pants a little bit on this one. I wanted to have a video up on the first for everybody. Okay. Then I'm going to do the chocolate. And I'm pressing lightly. I'm not going for like a dark here. So kind of where she put them little lines in, I'm filling in. Under the leaves, of course, are going to be a little darker. And we can come back and shadow more if we need to. I just kind of want to get everything in. It's kind of tricky to do without turning, but we're going to do it anyway. I'm going to darken up the little kind of corner pieces there where they connect. Try not to get my ladybug's feet. She'll be black anyway, her feet, so no biggie. But okay, taking a very tiny layer of this sienna, and I'm just going to use it to blend those two colors together so I don't have to use my goldenrod anymore because it's tiny. So same colors, we didn't introduce anything new to our eye, anything like that, but a different look. So we're still getting that nice wood look. Now notice on this lighter wood how the pencil, the dark lines shine through. That's kind of what I was hiding down here, but I'm not too worried about it. You could go in with a darker color and hide them if you wish, if you don't like them. I don't think they're too noticeable on the picture frame. Trying to stay in the lines with this small of a pencil seems to be a little tricky. Oh, lie. Okay, and then I'll kind of come back and touch this up a few times, probably. I have a bad habit of going over and over and over things to get them right. So this is that chocolate, and I'm just kind of darkening up where I can see white coming through still that didn't quite get blended. Okay, so we have our bed and our picture frame in. Now we're gonna do our tree. So I am doing a night scene, and I do want to keep with that theme. So my leaves, instead of doing them like a green, I'm going to do like a turquoise yellow, and that way hopefully when I get my light source put in here, it will kind of look like the light is shining off my leaves. That is my goal. So if you are not into that, you won't need my color palette or anything, but that is my plan. Those of you that are following. I have a pretty good variety of people that just listen to me talk and color it their way, and those that try to follow and learn the color combos and things. So that it's neat to kind of see how everybody's pages come out. So many people did the Valentine's page. I was so excited. There was so many and so many great ones. Okay, so for the tree, I'm going to start with my sienna brown this time. Again, same colors, just trying to spice it up a little so not everything blends together on the page. Now, if you are doing a light colored background, do your light background before you put in the dark of your branches. So if you get it on there, it's easier to erase because it's on top of your light, because trying to erase it out and go over it with a light color is not the greatest. Now, I'm leaning towards washi taping my background, which is going to be a tedious task that I won't do on camera. I'll kind of show you like what color and what tape I'm going to use and things, but as for cutting out around everything, I will do that on my own time. But I'm going to go ahead and color my things before I washi tape. I do have a washi tape video up that I will link in the description of these videos for this color along, just in case you jump in at a later and see the washi tape and want to know how it was done. So that way you don't have to search for it, but it has all the tips. So like how to use the washi tape, which washi tape, the knife I use, technique, things, hacks like that. So there is a whole video just dedicated to how I do the washi tape backgrounds, if you would like, need, what have you. I will link it in the description. That's almost looking like our bed, so I'm going to leave off the darkened things. So I'm not going to worry about erasing where I went out of the lines just yet. I am using, I think, a darker blue washi tape, so nothing should show through it. It's see-through enough I can see my lines to cut things out, but I have a light board also. But dark enough, it'll go great with these browns, I think. So for my leaves, my combination is going to be aquamarine light aqua, deco yellow, which I need to sharpen, and chartreuse. And again, my goal here is to keep it kind of a night scene. We still want it to look like leaves. I mean, if you do pink, purple leaves, what have you, those would be pretty too. But I'm trying to keep the night scene with the greens, but bring in the light off this lantern with the yellow. So with my darkest, which is aquamarine, to make sure this wasn't a scholar for a second, I'm going to do the inside of my leaves and the very bottom the darkest, like the little veins in the leaves. If you have an indigo blue or a cobalt turquoise at the very end, you could come up and darken these veins again. But I kind of want to get my lighter colors in before I do too much dark. Again, easier to add than take away. I do not want to base layer everything in my yellow and my chartreuse and then try to color over it, because you're not going to get the color you're looking for. It will turn a more greeny, and we will lose the kind of blue feel we have. So thinking of where the light is going to hit our leaf, we know that the highest points are going to be the brightest, so I'm leaving the tips, like right here where it bends, of everything bright. We'll just do a few of them. Actually, let me see if I can get you a little closer. I know that's not a whole lot better, but hopefully you'll be able to see a little more of what I'm doing on these little leaves. Then I'm going to take my light aqua, and I'm not going to do a whole light. This is just my transition color. So I am basically just blurring the edge of where I stopped with the aquamarine. I'm not really going any higher. I am just softening where I stopped. So you're barely even going to see this color. It is for blending purposes only. Okay, then we're going to take that chartreuse. Again, kind of a transition color, so I'm not going to do a whole lot. But it is going to lead us up to that highlight point. If you are starting to get a really dark green, like your chartreuse is blending with your darker color, you didn't put enough aqua on. We really don't want to blend our chartreuse with that dark color. Okay, then we're going to take our deco yellow and we're going to tip it. And then we're just going to follow that same pattern throughout all our leaves. Now I'm trying not to touch any of the green and smear it off where like I put it on the veins in the middle of the leaf, because I don't want to smear those. I don't want to muddy my yellow. I want those to be very much bright. Like the light is shining off them. Let me bring those up a little closer so you can see what I've done. Again, if you need that combo, it is aquamarine, light aqua, chartreuse, and deco yellow. And I do believe I got this combo from somewhere. I'm not gonna lie, I can't remember. Honestly, I have so many combos I've used so many places, I can't remember which ones I've made up and which ones I've seen somewhere. So, my bad. Okay, and then there's a couple spots here. I'm going to come back with that light aqua. Just kind of blend that out a little more because I really want it to be kind of soft. Make sure we get the tips of the flowers darker. And then I think I'm going to take, I hope I brought it. I have to bring my supplies from the other room as well. This is an indigo blue. And not like a whole ton of it, but I am just going to deepen some of those shadows. So let me do these ones over here, and then you'll be able to kind of see the difference, so you know if you like the blue on yours, should you decide to try this out. And then we'll talk about the washi tape. So over here has the indigo blue added, over here does not. So not a huge difference, but a little. Okay, let's talk washi tape real quick so I can maybe have most of my washi tape cut out by the time we come back for part 2. I am using this tiny little roll. I can't tell you where I got it. I have tons of washi tape and there's like no label name or anything, but it's a very thin washi tape. It is see-through. You probably won't be able to tell on camera because it is a little tricky, especially in here where my light isn't the greatest. But again, I have a light board I can lay behind. But my theory here is, turn this for a second. I'm just going to lay it all on. Always, and this is in the washi tape video. If you watch my washi tape video, this will be a repeat, but always take a piece of washi tape on the paper you're going to use, on the back page, on the back of a page you don't like, wherever. Put it on, rub it down real good, let it sit for a while, come back and try to pull it off. Make sure it doesn't pull any ink or paper, because sometimes old washi tape that the glue is really sticky on, if it's hot in your house and the glue is real sticky, some washi tapes are way worse about pulling up paper and ink than others. So be aware of that if you decide to follow this. Okay, so I do see that down here behind my flowers, I'm going to need some more washi tape. But I'm going to leave that for now because, again, I kind of want to show you what this is going to look like. And I don't want you to have to watch me sit and cut around all them flowers right now. So this is all I will do all the way across. Is just get it on there. Hopefully I have enough washi tape. That's also important. But this will kind of help me set the tone for my blanket, how much light I kind of want to shine up, make sure my leaves are the right color, like they're not blending in with the background or anything like that. So I don't want to start on that side. It's important not to skip around, because if you start over here and over here, you'll have an odd spot in the middle, and then your tape will overlap weird, and yeah, things I've learned. Don't do it. So let me pause for a second and get a few of these on here so you can kind of see the effect I'm going for. Alright, so that is what my background will consist of. Again, I am going to go around and cut out the leaves. Please be aware if you try this, this is tedious. It does take time to cut around all the things. If you are not patient, I would not suggest it. Hopefully on the thumbnail I will have some of it done. I probably won't have all of it done by the first time this video goes up, but I will try to have some. Questions, comments, requests, anything like that, please let me know. I appreciate you being here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all of you that join in and use the hashtag. Appreciated. And I will see you for part 2 of our Gnome Sweet Dreams page. Bye.